Let's get the latest on this impact of Hurricane Ida on New Orleans. We've got Liz McLaughlin joining us today. So, Liz, what is the biggest issue right now?
Well, I would say a big issue, because there are many, is the extensive power outages. The entirety of New Orleans without power, half the state of Louisiana, more than 1 million customers. And it's unclear when that grid will be back up. We're looking at 3 weeks or more in some of the hardest hit areas. And in the sweltering summer heat, that brings concerns beyond the storm, right? Health concerns for residents. And this comes at a time that hospitals are already strained because of the coronavirus situations here, one of the worst in the nation, and some of those hospitals running off of generators right now. So there is a concerted effort to try to get that power restored. Now, some of the search and rescue efforts happening today are obviously a big concern, a big push here, and we're just not able to get to a lot of places because of the flooding, because of downed trees that block roads. It's just we're not able to see how much damage, the extent of the loss of life here. Scott?
Liz, what kind of damage are you seeing around New Orleans?
Now, you can see behind me this massive tree. We're in Jackson Square, of course, the famous square in New Orleans, and the hurricane-force winds have just ripped roofs off of buildings and snapped trees like twigs, and that's causing lots of damage, and including one death that's been attributed to a fallen tree in New Orleans. The storm system did hold up. There's been a lot of infrastructure building in the 16 years since Katrina, and there were no breaches of levees that we have seen. So that did help the extent of the damage, but you can't avoid the rainfall. So there is a lot more to discover about the extent of that damage. Right now, the focus is search and rescue for those who have not been able to be reached yet. Some still stuck in their attics in coastal communities. Scott?
Liz, people here in Indiana are going to be seeing this report, and they're going to want to help out. What is your suggestion for the best way for Hoosiers to help people in New Orleans?
There are a lot of search and recovery efforts. Of course, known entities like the Red Cross are really good to donate to. One thing to just be wary of is that there are scams that come with horrible catastrophes like this, and it really is sad, but they do try to take advantage of people's big hearts and open wallets to try to steal money. So just look them up if you're trying to help a charity, to make sure that it is a legitimate one and that they are providing direct aid here. Now, there are a lot of recruitment of, there's recruitment of help for recovery efforts. So certainly a helping hand would not be unheard of if you have time for a road trip from Indiana, maybe a flight once those start back up again. But 25,000 workers, for instance, are being sent down to help with the utility power restoration effort. So there's certainly hands-on help needed here. Scott?
Yeah, Liz McLaughlin reporting for us in New Orleans tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.